Yeah.
Mutima wange, si too hot to make my life easy. To banana, to papa. When I'm done, just like today. If it go, no si comida. In Kamezi, to run with the waiter. Yeah, to what you go, the table, to my days again, I got to live with me. Baby girl, you will rock with me. Give me mama side, you will stuck with me. Girl, it's what I feel the time when you're by my side. Yeah. Let me tell you the truth. It's the way the voices in high definition. Take a picture of you, 3 big glasses, make you an invention. Baby girl, you will rock with me. Keep your mama side, you will stuck with me. Girl, it's what I feel inside when you're by my side. Yeah. When you touch them, when you touch them, the way you love me. That's the way you get it up. Ready for fire. Ashes, 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 random down. Say better, oh me put fire. Random, 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 random down. Now I soon now I come. You're my number, will become my wife. We man them down, we man them down. Tell me that you now I soon now I come. Now I come. Take your foot all, take your have to think, you have to soul. Every girl you will rock with me. Give me mama side, you will stuck with me, girl. If I'm not feeling inside, you know mama side, girl. If I'm going to that, then we're going to it's got you on my life, you know. She not enough for me. So I do this simple thing for her. Now she give me one. Everything she do give me one, you know. Just a chapel, I'm just one day, okay, man. Yes, good morning, my people. How are you today? I hope you guys are doing well. Lifestyle Wednesday. And I hope it's a good morning. It looks to be a bright day in Kampala. Jinja, Mbare, Soroti. I don't know how you guys the day seems to predict to be, but I hope Kasago Birango Ramburunjo, Betonyo Home Sana Wase, Tujakumara Home, Yombia Mark, Derek Lule, Nathan Zas, David Klaji, VIP, Tare Samuel, Kato Muhammad, Samira Daniel Frederick, VIP, to see me Eddie. I hope you guys are doing well. Mwebare kukera, mwebare kuronda ukera nange. Wanoku for the love of cars. Today is a long day. That's why even when I could set off a little bit late, I decided to set off early so that I run a little early. And because if I run early, all the other programs zijahutambulira a little bit faster than if I run a little bit late. Wembera nyino mukisokusokulo okutandika okuduka early mbanjagala nengukozesa. Yeah, but I hope you guys are doing well. Yeah, we're gonna start. Mulabe mwana webikajjo wabitika iyo boda natikako n'omusaabaze. I woke up in the good. I don't know why, but I'm feeling too like I was the road. I'm not gonna put on a t-shirt today. Feel like it's out today. I make her smile, I make her laugh. I make her dance, I make her wine. Feel like getting out to me, God. Feel like touching out to me, God. I'll make you want to make you want to make you want to. I'll make you smile. I'll make you feel like that. After that, I'll take you to my place where we will play. Or before we play. Yeah. Feeling good. It's feeling good. It's feeling good. It's feeling good. You and me, we rule the world. We're gonna make them jump. We're gonna make them down. Come on, jump. Jump. Yes, Lawrence, Darren McDermott, Lawrence Omule Kasura Ramadan. I hope you guys had a good night. Today I wanted us to talk about what about broadcasting and nyipi. I wanted us to talk about people in our homes. Yesterday I was having a conversation with one of my friends, and he was telling me he built a home, and he's a single guy, and he built a home and he left it na akomawo kati wabera avangisa. And one of the biggest reasons he's giving is that aberayo yekka, it's lonely, it gets really lonely. And we were talking about the fact that having people in your home is something that is actually a wonderful thing. And we were talking about how our grandparents and parents kept having people over, and we realized that some of them were actually looking for company. It's a good thing. During the lockdown, I had people in my home. It's not like I had a lot, but it felt good to have people in your home. When they left, there was a coldness that took over their home. Normally, my kids' cousins normally come over, and they stay for like 2 weeks. And there is a warmth in the house. Of course, there's a lot of noise in the house, but there's also a warmth in the house, something that goes when they go. So there's something about having people in our homes. So I wanted us to talk about it briefly. For the guys that have big homes, whether you're renting or you built your own home, do you ever feel a difference when you have visitors over? If, for example, you have like 2-3 visitors that have come over to either visit you or that have come to do something at your home, and when they leave, do you feel a kind of gap? Do you feel a gap that they have left? You'd rather be alone. And it's not like when people are over at your house, you be talking to them all the time. No. You don't have to be talking to them all the time. But is there a difference for when people are there and when people have left? Is there a difference in your home? Probably in the heat or in the kerere, yeah? Or just in the presence of people. Like sometimes people can be in your home. Is there a difference in your home? Yeah, let's discuss that. Would you like to have more people over at your home? Huh? I realize now nze jjajja wange yabeeranga n'abantu ewaka nga bano bavaawo nga balala bajja, bano bavaawo nga balala bajja. And you guys know already, some of you guys, your parents kept having a lot of people over. Yeah? Abaana bajja okuwumula mu holiday, abanoonya n'obanoonya mumpereza abaana bajje bawumule. Of course, these days things are changing a little bit. People no longer want people over in their homes. Yeah? And it's not like in the past nga aita abana kati bantu babegayira tuleta abana bawumule. Of course, there's a lot of trouble that comes with that. I remember an uncle of mine sent his kids to go to his sister for holiday, and you know how kids can fight. Now kids fought, and one of his kids got an injury. The guy yatabuka yagamba nzimpa sentence janja so mwana wange abana bo bamukubye and all that. And I think because of things like that, and of course now kids have allergies, allergies. Some kids tebalya bijanjalo bwali ebijanjalo nga bimutula, some kids tebalya binyebwa bwali ebinyebwa bimutula, some kids just don't like posho, yet atenga gwe yali badde abakyaza for holiday wandi badde go sobola kugula posho and stuff like that. But as we get older, we desire company and companionship. That's something that JK told me. JK told me that one of the reasons why he keeps coming back to Kampala and one of the reasons why he is investing in Uganda is because growing old in Europe is painful. Growing old in Europe is lonely. Growing old in Europe is a bad experience. Yet growing old in Kampala is something else. bw'okaddi wange olinamu ku ssente okuwerera abazungu ne bajja nga bavawo okitegeera ne bajja nga bavawo. I have a relative of mine ewaabwe jjajja yaweredde kuva ku baana paka ku bazzukulu b'abaana paka ku bazzukulu b'abaana baabwe b'abaana be yabaweredde. Of course they have the money and their home is constantly full of people. You get a house without people is like a prison. I completed mine in 2019, but I started living there in it in 2022. Why? So this friend of mine that I was talking to has no girlfriend or anything, and I keep mocking him. I keep telling him, wasa wasa ogenda kutusala. So I keep mocking him, keep asking him, ozala di gundi chogamba mbawala bonna temuli muwala wa nice, and he keeps telling me abawala sibasobola abawala tebalina magezi abawala tebategeera. And then yesterday he was asking ni oba nze abakazi bennonda be bakazi abatalina magezi nkyuseemu oba ngende mbahajati. I don't know. Now you know like the qualities of women that you keep choosing. It might be where your trouble stems from. You know, I was talking to my ex some time ago. After when you buy a car, how to check other fines on the car apart from multiples. I already told you, you check police receipts by using UPF Mobi. There is no other fine you'll get on that car. It's only multiplex and UPF. Other than that, you're going to see if the car is blacklisted, but there is no car that is blacklisted that would last a day on the roads of Kampala. And you guys should avoid buying cars that you cannot test drive. Yesterday, someone sent me a wish that he's selling 14.5 UBF. And this is something that I tell you. So they sent me a car, and I told him to bring it to me in town. And he said, "Atho manyechi nemese zokulete moroka ino mu town. Erike papula ya mitwalo chinana." So when he told me erike papula ya mitwalo chinana, I went to the UAPF movie. Now locations of cars will tell you what sort of work those cars have been doing. So when I went to the UPF movie to see these police receipts bya Kabuta Road, Chiruhura, Eyobwewati, is the moroka zonezi very bad. So immediately when I saw the receipts, I said to my voice, "Mugambe moroka tejja kola kyenjagala. Moroka ya tax." And for you guys that are buying Wishes, most of you guys that are buying Toyota Wish, they are cheap. You're buying taxi cars. They're very bad. They were handled very badly. Very soon, very soon you'll see the results of buying it very cheap. But I realized the Valvatic is called a tax. Which take you Paul Sema VIP, good morning. Igumba Jonathan, good morning. Sema Koda Shafiq, good morning. So guys, we are talking about people in our homes. We're talking about people in our homes, yeah? Do you guys feel a gap in your home when people leave? Nanze Atha. Like you see when my kids' cousins come over, the day they leave, there is a silence that takes over the house that nobody likes. You get it? So for us, like every like holiday, our kids enjoy the company. We also enjoy the kelele in our house. You get it? We are at the age, like, you know, when we were like a couple of years ago, my sisters would come and hang around, my cousins would come and hang around. They are all renting their own places. They don't have the time. Shafiq, it's UPF Mobi. People make a home without people is so boring. I realize, like, the reason why people keep having maids, the maid might not actually be related to you, but the maid keeps the home warm for when you're not there. You get it? I think that's why some people have been a maid, never made an askar, never made a shamba boy. Especially people that like come from families that are busy over family they are not really together. You'll find that they have a lot of people that stay home and stuff like that. So guys, tell me, what do you think about having people over at your house? Am I growing old? Like in the past, I used to enjoy my peace. I work with someone that continuously tells me that I'm so used to being alone. So guys, what do you think? Smartech have any good morning? Okay, man. Don't you want me? Don't you want me? But I tell her. Yes, I tell her. Should I give him peace or I show him what my mother made me of? Sigara mulaini yokusatu bano baluddewo okunziramu. Sigara mulaini yokusatu muluddewo okunziramu. Good morning, Nelson Wabuyi. What's Iguba Jonathan? I have a problem with my braking system. They changed the brake pads 2 weeks ago. After that, I got so many complications of driving past 5 kilometers. The car starts braking and the brakes becomes over servo. You should get someone to check out your servo. As long as the brakes get hard, normally it's the servo that has a problem. Now the servo gives your brakes air, which take it. So you should get someone to check out the servo. Get a mechanic to check out the servo. Get the mechanic to check out the servo because it might be your issue. Yeah. Raja nimbo 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 linza ai Raja nimbo 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 linza ai Girl, you're my number one. Wasoka na kugamba ne kuli omwako gwagwa. I tell you that but you don't care. You don't give a damn, you don't care. My number one girl, you rule my world. You took my heart. Ever, but you make me beg, you make me beg. Every time I come over, you make me beg. But why? But why? Give me some love, be my better half. I promise I will never let you down, my girl. Till I reach all I've been many things don't mean nothing. For as long as you got my heart. I say yes, I say no, I say baby, let's take it slow. Jonathan, the only thing that so far I know that makes brakes hard would be the servo. It's not getting enough air. Then Jonathan, does your what do you call it? Does your, when you look at the revolution meter when you're idling, where is it? Is it normal or do you lose power sometimes? Because if your car doesn't rev properly, still the servo will be okay, but still it will not be getting enough pump to brake to give you enough braking power. So does your throttle function very well? Because I want to call it the throttle. I don't know how they call it in English. But in other words, they will tell you omuliro gw'emmoroka yo gumala. Kuba omuliro bwe gubeera mutono emmoroka eba tegenda kufuna mpewo egimala mu savo. Okitegeera omuliro kasita guba mutono. Kate savo ne bweba nnamu bweba tefuna mpewo egimala. Brakes zo zigenda kukaluba. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Nze emirundi gyonna brakes zikalubye. Sirabanga ko kidala kiba kigireese okujjako savo. Esobola okubanga nnamu naye nga tefuna mpewo ekola ki. Nga tefuna mpewo egimala. Ontegedde Jonathan. So I don't know how to say that in English. Good morning, Ronald M. Kasemba VIP. Mulema Sadat, Hashim. The rev meter is normal naye. When it starts breaking, it lows down. Kati agenda. Tani kokebera throttle yo. Emirundi egisinga, when your brakes get hard, sirabanga yo bulwadde bulala bubeera ku mmoroka zaffe okujjako savo. And I've driven very old cars, trust me. So I know majority atenga savo ebisere mu ebeera namu tewali kirala kikalubya breaks okujjako okubanga savo tefuna mpewo ekimala okitegeera. So it could be that your throat needs cleaning, or it could be and sometimes our normal is not the normal. You know how you get used to the normal, it's not actually normal, so that might be your issue. So get someone to check those things out. And I'm glad that they did not make you buy that savo. There is someone when we had go back again to Guza Savo ya mitwala asatu. Nenga savo te yaina ya tagali. Onadde maaso ga gate mu aparkinzi bantu babasomera wa. I had to stop and look at that person. Like that is the international sign of Otegera Bulungi. When someone stops and looks at you like that, it's like good. Otegera Bulungi. So guys, today I'm early. I want to run early so that Onakulunta will be a little bit easier. When I start early running, I think I'm also going to have, like on Monday, I was slow. I don't know why. Some days I'm really slow. And it doesn't matter how much I try to be fast. You're fast. You're better fast than I'm craving a Mark II Grand. 12 million is a good budget. You'll get dashboard. Tekuli signal yonna. Ata lero ngo tusema tusanze jamu kedde nnyo chairman Zach gukyomanya nkedde. Why? Because I wanted to run very early. Jagadde nziruke mangu nsobola okwasaganya katuzazi sawe mu kitundu senga mumpa ninga nenziruka ku sawe emne dakika ngana. I normally run for 30 to 35 minutes. That sawe emne dakika ngana abiri gaba gavudde no mwemu kitegeza zigenda owera bbiri nga kitundu awo buli kimu mbamaze. I freshen up properly nangina atandi ko olunaku. Like it was a good morning. Arthur, I dream of owning a Harrier 2008-2010 this year. With your help, getting a good deal. How much do you recommend me having? I can follow up with you after this. Smart Tech Avenue, it depends. If you're going to buy a used one, better call in a million. Ichitono. Right? Because most people are buying 2006 models. Yeah, but if you want a 2000, you should have a. The good thing you're saying 2008, 2010. If you're going to the bond, have 50 to 53 million there. 50 to 53 million. We talk about 2010 specifically. So there are 50 to 53. You can get a 2008, 2009. I'll weigh what you. 50 to 53. Ronald Muchwa, good morning. Jovan Lukenge, good morning. Yusuf Magala, good morning. Godfrey Tambala, good morning. Mubaga, indi mubabuza. Is there some magic in having people at your home? Instead, there is magic. Is in a college sing chabagenga chinene ngeda chiteka mu deka bidi. Ngeda chiteka mu deka bidi. Why? Sagala bagenyi bajja kusura mu diro. I've ever been a visitor in Ensura Mudiro, it's not pleasant. I've ever been a visitor in Ensura Muntebe, it's not pleasant. And there are things that probably between people that like having people over. There are things. Someone is calling me on WhatsApp. Who is that? Project ka. My phone is vibrating if you can hear. Now, the person that is calling me right now is a broker from Bali. Yafride Moroka Bid is a project. The sound is off. Are you sure? Guys, is the sound off? The microphone is working very well. Is the sound off? There's no way it's going to be off. I think the sound went off briefly. I think that's something that happens. It went off. So guys, I was asking you, Ronald Muchwa, I was asking you, is there some magic in having people over at your house? Do you like it? Personally, I think I like it, especially when people don't stay a lot. First of all, they which is not, someone can stay for a week now. The kids can stay for a very long time. It's okay. They are kids after all, the entire holiday. But adults, it's not proper for adults to go visiting and they stay for a very long time. But it's nice for adults to keep visiting. It's good. And one of the things that I've done, because I hate visiting and I stay in the sitting room. When we were still like people that like me that didn't grow up with their parents, we used to go to different places and we used to sleep in the sitting room. Sometimes in the chairs, in the sofas. It's never pleasant. And I realized that one of the biggest challenges when we went to visit was that people did not have inside toilets. So you had to go out. And going out, you needed to have someone from the house, someone that belonged to that home to escort you. Now, because you were a visitor, waking people up to visit, to go with you or to allow you to go out was one of the hardest things. So one of the people that love visitors, at least, if you love visitors, you're going to equip your home with a visitor's toilet. I have a friend of mine, Yazimbe Nyumba, and he specifically only put a toilet in there in the master bedroom. And he has a number of kids. And I asked him, why don't you give your kids their own toilet? He said, you get, like, it goes out immediately. So why would you say that? Visitors are good now for short stays, like weekends. Now a month becomes a burden. For me, I don't actually think about it as a burden, but I find that when people stay in your home for long, they start finding faults with you. And when people start finding faults with you, you'll also start finding faults with them. And that's not a very good thing. But it's nice having people over. It's nice. But when we were in the lockdown, there is no one time that I felt like my visitors were a burden. It was nice having people over. Like, I had people that they played with my kids. They helped around with work. It was nice having people over. During the lockdown, and one of the things I did when I would buy a car, not take it to a washing bay, I'd bring it home, we would put the seats out, and we would wash it like a family. And then we'd let them out dry, and then we'd put them back together as a family. Kids are okay for long stays, but adults should only visit for a few days. Yeah. When adults overstay, it seems like they have nothing to do. It's not nice. It's not, but also you guys need to be careful with adults. I grew up with my grandmother, and my grandmother was very welcoming of people. Up until now, she's still very welcoming. And I found that one of the troubles she had was that people that had nothing to do, nowhere to be, people that sometimes wronged their family, wronged the people they work with, would end up at my grandmother's home. And they would stay for like 6 months. Like, we did not have a lot, but somehow food came by. I find that one of the biggest things that gave us trouble was breakfast, because of sugar, which you had to buy from the shop, and sometimes bread, which you had, and bread, like we need to buy things that we needed to buy with money. And I find that that's the thing that our generation is taking care of, that for us as a generation, we are making sure that we have more money. On the other hand, how do you tell someone to leave your home peacefully after they overstay? I find that, Jonathan, one thing for you to do is, when people are going to visit, you ask them, how long are you planning to stay? It's a polite way to make it clear from the beginning that they should not stay for long. So for me, when people are coming over, the first thing I ask, so how long do you plan to stay? It's polite and it's direct. You get, and normally they will tell you, I plan to stay there until like Sunday. I find that one of the biggest trouble that I've seen with people that visit is there are so many people that don't like to shower. Banji. And a friend of mine told me he used to visit a relative of his when he was still in school. And that relative of his, but they have a phobia for not showering. So they make you shower like 4 times a day. In the morning, the mother stands at the door when in the sitting room, and everyone has to go and shower. In the afternoon, the mother is not there, but they have a maid. The maid stands there, everyone has to shower. In the evening, everyone has to shower before evening tea, and before showering, before sleeping, everyone has to shower. I find that for me, that's one of the biggest things I saw with people. People come in your home and they don't like showering at all. Like someone can actually stay 2 days in the tanabi. It's not nice. And I used to have a visitor that my son Aban used to ask, but that person like to shower. When does that person shower? And it's because our kids these days are they don't keep quiet. And eventually the kid went and told him, hey, wait, when do you shower? You get, after asking someone how long are you going to stay is a hard question to put out. Me, I put it out. For me, I put it out. Why? Because you want to plan. You want to plan for the stay, for those people to stay. Me, I've told you a story of a relative where I visited. This relative used to say in jokes. For me, when visitors mu Uganda, I used to think it was a joke. Guys, it wasn't a joke. I went and visited. I was invited. I was there for like a week. And for me, I wanted to leave, but it was impolite to just leave. You get it? It was impolite to I had to find a reason to leave until I found it and left. But I can tell you that, guys, double tap the screen. Double tap the screen. So I can tell you that for the time that I was there, if we ate meat, I bought it. If we ate bread, I bought it. If we ate anything good, it was me who bought it. Now, I'm not complaining that I bought it, but I'm just trying to show you that we used to eat cassava and tomatoes. That's not good eating in Uganda. I'm telling you. Then some days we would eat matoke, put in water. Matoke in water, no sauce. I don't know if you guys get what I'm saying. Matoke in water. The eating was so bad that anybody that just because I was invited. But the eating was so bad that anybody omuntu yena inanga dala ekikututeyo kulowooza nti abantu abali bulungi weegoba. I am telling you, nga weegoba. For the time that I was there, they never bought bread. They never bought fruit. They never bought the meat we ate. I bought it. Emirundi gyonna gye twagirya. Naye nga otherwise bw'oba toguze ennyama mugenda kulya amatoke agali mu mazzi. I used to think this guy was joking, but I witnessed it, and I find that me, I've been talking to my siblings. I've been talking to people that I'm related to that are younger than me, and I've been telling them the biggest gift you can give to yourself is independence, making sure that you have your own home. Which right? That making sure that you have your own home. Teri agenda kusuza. Banaye guys, olwananga nnyo ne batakusuza. Olwananga nnyo ne batakusuza. It's bwekuba nze actually nze ne wajjajja wange sisulayo. Bwengende wajjajja wange mulabako ne envaayo ne mulabako ne envaayo. Because I got phobia from that experience. I got phobia from that experience. It made me feel like we are not welcome. Yet some of us, I find that when you visit, or of course when you visit, you need to like be in a home. But I find that me, because I've been part of families, so me, I have phobia with telling people to do stuff for me. I used to have my cousin over at my home. And I'm pushing gundi and I know he's happier, but me, I have phobia. I don't know how to tell people to do stuff for me. Simanyi, I don't know how to tell people to do stuff for me. So ngatuinzo tuke waka mbanjoze muruka ngindo jiyo bucket gundi ne kanjoze muruka yange okitegera nze nakula simanyi kutuma abantu. I feel like bwentuma omuntu I'm disrespecting him, and ero omuntu bwankolera ekintu I feel I want to pay him and to give him money. Especially bwabaze kukyala wange, I don't want that person to ever say nagende wa atha nankozesa emirimu. I've had that conversation a lot.
From twali tukula naddala nze nakula sirina bazadde, so that statement will never come out of me. Nze okukyalako bantu we banywanga amata oba we balyanga omugati buli lunaku ku breakfast, for me it was a luxury. So kati nze ogenda ewantu nga bagenda kulya, ndigenda ewantu nga balina toys z'abaana, ogenda ewantu nga balina TV ya kala. Like for me it was a privilege nga nkola emirimu kufaako bufi. But there are people that I saw, of course alina bazadde be, nga when they come to visit other people, when they go back, you hear statements like bakozesa emirimu ne bakusimuza ennyumba. You get, so I had a lot of those conversations. So I have a phobia of when people visit, I don't want them to do anything in my home. I make sure I do it. Nze njoze moroka yange nze nga obeera ne muto we waka nayimirira wani ne munyumyanga bwoyoze moroka. I'm that kind of person. Okitegeera na nyinako ka phobia. I don't want anyone to ever go back to their family agambe asa yankozesa emirimu. Iranga, when they do stuff like that for me, I pay them. I make sure to pay because njagala bwogenda no sengampu da akantu akaganti wankozesa emirimu naye akusasula. For women, they just put on a tough face, then the visitors live peacefully. Naye kati for men, how do you start showing people mood swings? But the kind of feeding would be even not good for your kids because some visitors have no time frame. So abagenyi nze waffe abagenyi be waffe baba ne time frame. Nze ne jjajja wange alina program ezize, jjajja wange akukyalira nga gwayagala asigale. Okitegeera naye bwajjewo kaka kati ewange nyino genda akola ebintu byange, she wants to go. For me, the only trouble with my grandmother is that jjajja wange bw'aba anaakyala nyino muweereze moroka enaamunona emuleeta ewange ate bwe mmalire moroka emuzzeeyo. Kati now for me I find that yensonga lwaki tetunakwatagana bulungi kunkyalira buli bw'ayagala. Senga nali mubeera kumpi, jjajja wange yali badde akyala buli kiseera, but nze wembeera ne jjajja waabeera distance. Ate kati jjajja wange nze saagala alinye na taxi, kati awe wabeera trouble awo. Ate then for me the issue is also mathematics. Sometimes I'm like, okay, should I bring my grandmother to visit me or should I visit her or should I just give her money? Kati ogenda okukibala abalamwe ng'ogenda spending emitwalo 7 mu transport naye ng'ate bw'omuweereza ekyekumi kimubeeramu. Kati ng'ogagati kamuweereza ekyekumi akibeeremu ng'omuweereza ekyekumi ng'ekigwera nga mwongera kusimba ng'ekyo kiggwa. That's why probably that modern parents don't even like visit anymore. Like omwana agenda bamuzeeyi kamuweereza akasente abeere tannalwala yeetaaga kirerera muweereza sera. I was talking to one of my cousins a few days ago and she was telling me, you know what, nambuza jjajja wakoma dyokuga naye jjajja njogera naye ndoza nakomala kwogera naye nga mu January oba nga February nembuza ate lwaki anti kati jjajja olaba omukubira essimu kiggwagamba mpereza kasukaali kati ate olumu kasukaali oba tokalina kasijja mukubira. But anyway, guys, visitors are important. I find that for me, my house is warmer when I have people around. And the more I've finished the house, I think the more people will actually want to visit. Omanyi nyumba nga tennagwa teri ayagala nakukyala. Naye nyumba bw'eba ewedde nga nsiige bulungi, tiles weeziri, omuntu atambula n'ebigere bye n'anyumirwa. For a very long time for me in my house nga tutambuza sapatu. Why? Because tetulina tiles. But now people will enjoy enyumba bw'ogimala bw'oti abantu baba banyumirwa okujja. I find that some of the things that I used to enjoy visiting people, one, having a house nga mubeera ebweru ekiro naye nga bulinga emisana. I've made sure that my home is lit up. Wonna wajjudde amataala. Mu kikomera mwonna mujjuddemu amataala. That's one of the dreams that I had to make that happen, and I made it happen. And of course to make people comfortable. For me, I will make sure that my visitors have their own TV. During the lockdown, I saw this. People sit in the sitting room not because they want to sit there. It's because the bedrooms are boring. So I'll make sure my kids have their own TV and PS5. I'll make sure my visitors have their own TV and whatever they need. Kugamba nga abeerayo mu kisenge kino abeera comfortable. Nga muddiiro mujjayo nga temuzzeeyo kubanga temulina kyakkola. When we were in the lockdown, we had to be in the sitting room because kati ate tulagewa. Osegera, but I realized that the visitors that I had would have preferred to be in their bedroom. Ngano sitting room, mujjayo probably mujja okulya emmere oba okunyumyamu and stuff like that. And I don't like visiting people, even when I go up country, my private work, where I have relatives, I visit them, but in the evening, I go and sleep in the lodge. I think that's majority of people these days. Good morning, JK. Honestly, some visitors give good company in that you don't want them to go away. I find that our generation tetunyumya nnyo. For generation yaffe tetunyumya bagayi ngenda kudduka. lironkedde kudduka nyumya emonye emboozi egenda nekwata fe generation yaffe tetunyumya nnyo, but I remember when my grandmother had visitors of her age, even her ex-husband yajjanga n'akyala, and they would talk, and I would love to sit. I used to love sitting next to my grandmother nga banyumya ne munange generation yaffe tetulina nnyo mboozi oba lwaki. I don't know why we people for generation yaffe tetulina nnyo mboozi. I don't know why. Are we disconnected from? Don't we create experiences? Like you guys, katinga ku love focus convention mwe bagayi mujje. Let's have things to talk about. Like, oh, jukira watu wajja ku convention. Or jukira guy yajja na akola bwati. Or jukira, you need to create. I find that those people from long time ago, bajjaffe, they had experiences. Bagenda ko mu ntalo ne badduka, bwe bavanga mu ntalo. Jukira bo tebayinanga means of transport za mangu. I find that literally every time someone went to ngomuntu bagende Luweero, because okudde Kampala yalina tambuza bigere ng'ate abaako ng'alina okubaako wakyala ate loogi tezaali nnyingi. I think they built experiences ng'agenda n'alima nabo mu nnimiro, bwe bava mu nnimiro ne batyaba bonna enku, bwe bagenda okukyala ne bakyala bombi. They like this generation simanyira tetunyumya paka kukeesa budde. Munyumya ajeke goyina byonyumya buvide makanojja n'onyumya. We need to create experiences. I find like when I sit with my cousin tunyumya nekati ate abawala tetulina nnyo mboozi oba kuba tetukulidde wamu nekati bano abalenzi bembadde tuli okubeera nabo tutuula ne tunyumya ne tujerega ne tugeya okitegeera, but abantu ndoza babadde tuconnectinga bulungi nabo tuvali. Other man, from my parents, you only ask for the purpose of the visit. The next morning omugenyi bajja omuwabu we buliri and food no sirika. Then asking when they are planning to leave, ekyo kizira sebo. Bajja buzine babeerawo paka boy bakowone bagenda. But I also find that we think people are like us. Nti nze Arthur ne wange waka wambowa. Kati nze sobola kusiiba waka. Nyinza n'okogga. Okitegeera. Ewaka okusiibayo. I can imagine nzogenda nkyale. Ate ogenda okyale ew'omuntu nga bulina kwovaawo n'ogenda ku mulimu n'okomawo nakyo kirabika bulala. Like omuntu agenda n'akola lwaki togenda n'obeera ewuwo. Guys, lwaki sibasiibula nengenda n'enziruka. Star Kiyobyo Alex, good morning. Guys, kamba sibule ngende nziruka kisinze n'okunkeeza nsobole okudduka ng'obudde bukyali olunaku lutandike. Guys, starting this week tugenda kubanga tufulumya full inspection report. And that report, whenever I publish the pictures of the car, I'll be giving you a PDF of the report of the car. Nti ngenda kubamba wanga sections of that report, and I'll be also including the projected costs of making it better if there are any costs. And I'll also be giving a summary of the comments of that particular part. Katingabola bodywork, engine, transmission, air conditioning, interior. Why am I giving this report? I realize that it's very important. When I publish that report can guide us. I've realized after the Alphard incident, Air Subaru, I took it lightly because Air Subaru, it was it was clear. Like a car cannot overheat in Uganda, wajuguze Kampala. But with the Alphard, it's confusing for people that actually don't know cars. Umuntu atamanyi mmoroka asobola gamba mmoroka emwajigule echamuka. Naye mmoroka echamuka tesobola kubeera mu jam for 1 hour ng'etokota n'etachamuka ate n'echamukira ku express. That's impossible. There was some kind of bad driving. But because I want to always have my bases covered with every car that we inspect starting now, we are going to be publishing a full inspection report, a PDF ejja kubangawo. When I publish the pictures of the car, mu description yawe nyine oba mu caption, I'll be including a link to the PDF. Yeah? And that PDF will be having a full inspection report and the projected costs of making that car better. Because waliwe moroka zetugula and I tell the person, this is what you need to work on in this part, this is what you need to work on in this part, and work on it in this month after we have bought it. Kati ebisere ebimu, when I tell people what to do, they don't actually do it. Or they do it sooner than I told them to do it. And then they go to another mechanic. Bagenda kwa mechanic abambagala okutwiyiya. Like you remember the Raumi boat, the last Raumi boat, twali wano omukyala Raumi yalina ekintu kisound kyekola ekya Savo. Kisound kya ABS. makanike yasooka n'agamba savo nfu ya mitwalo 35 ng'anaga ABS nfune muga kati giraawe bwe bagiraawe ate neekola emize kati the lady took it to her own mechanic nazaako ABS nga namu n'ateekayo relays ezaali enfu okitegeera. That's the same thing that the mechanic I inspected with had said, but it's just that the mechanic I had inspected with yali very busy that period of time yali tasobola kukola ku moroka eyo, so I kept using different mechanics naye nga bonna bye bakola tebiriimu. It felt like the ABS because majority of the time when that sound that was happens, it's the ABS system. So but the thing the reason why I'm bringing the inspection report is so that in case there is something that we could have missed, and it's unlikely, the way I created the form, that we have been using the form but we never really published it, but I want to start publishing the PDF so that when something goes wrong, in case I told someone, like for example, we tell people do engine service immediately, and sometimes they don't. So when you don't do engine service immediately, it's like you believing that the person you bought the car from was perfect at servicing the car, which is unlikely. When I tell you don't touch the gearbox, and you go touch the gearbox and your gearbox dies, you're not going to come and say, gearbox info. Like I'll tell you an example. There's someone that we bought a car with, we installed the tracker. Now the tracker no longer turns off the engine, which together, but they have had the car for like 3 years now. And sometimes the is to renew the tracker. And then they told me the tracker doesn't turn off the engine anymore. And then they gave me the logins and I logged in. I tried to the engine is off it still starts and they drive. So I asked the person, did you touch the wiring anytime in the past couple of months? And this person said yes. So I told him, because you touched the wiring, I cannot be sure what they touched. So you need to bring the car. I get my technician to actually look at that tracker again. But now there are things that we, like for example, there is a gentleman, Tuagurana Ipsam, one of the very first people I inspected for. So Oyomami, he came back later and we bought another car with him. Wagura Moroka Ipsam, Nemugamba, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. But I think because he loved his car, he went and took the car to a mechanic. Now, when we went to a mechanic, when he took this car, waliwo abazeeyi jeke muzaale, waliwo abantu abazaala leeti ennyo nogamba ono omwana mu kirasi agenda tasumbuwa abasomesa ate nga ge mazima. Now omwami oyo n'atwala Ipsam kuba makanika ne bamuyiya ate nga bamubba nga buli kimu bakidabolinga. There's a gentleman that bought a Subaru namubanyumiza wano n'agenda ewa makanika nga the mechanic is tripling the cost. Ekintu bwe kiba kya mitwalo 10 akimuguza 3 paka bwe namugamba omanyi you'd bargain like this na bargaining, and then he say atha nakuita mu inspection n'ogaana, then ewe ngambye muganda wo mechanic and stuff like that. So I'm going to be recommending what you need to fix, and the comments are going to be clear. So the inspection report, after we are done inspecting, I'll be handing this inspection report to the person that has bought the car, but I'll also be publishing it here. I'm trying to be a little bit more transparent so that I avoid having clashes afterwards when people actually make errors, because I realize when I inspect a car, normally the only phone calls I get are when things are wrong. When things are good, other people receive phone calls. Like if we bought a car and the car works properly, ate makanika go try inspecting na ye yakubibwa amasimboli kise moroka gimwanguza no tugenda okebede katinze ne bansalayo. He also charges the same fees, by the way. Agamba athanze bwe bajje wange nange ndaba charging emitwalo 45 be bamanyi oba akusazeeyo batakusaze asigale nga asasula inspection fee. But regardless of what happens, I'm going to be publishing these PDFs so that bw'olabe moroka you also see what we reported and why we bought that car. Report nyine. I'll also be describing if there is a fault, the fault, and why we accepted to buy the car with that fault. You get Muyombia Mark, Derek Lule, Nathan Zas, David Klaje, VIP, Ntale Samuel, Kato Muhammad, Sambila Daniel, Frederick, VIP, to see me Eddie, Derek Lule, Mark Darren, Mark Demond, Lawrence Omule, Kasule Ramadan, Joshua Eden Farms, Mititega Safaris, Kasule Ramadan, Semakula Shafiq Paul, Sema VIP, Igumba Jonathan, Smart Tech Avenue, Hashim, Ronald M. Kasendwa, VIP, Godfrey Tambala, DJ LX, Chairman Zach, Lucky Mose Lukenge Jovan, Muno bamaze eyo no. JK of course, Amanda Raymond, Owen Miles, UG, Ronald Muchwa, Nakate Christine, Starch Events, Jovio Alex, Julia Sengoba, Boss Dog. After people have funny ways of sending away visitors. Narimoto, we visited my uncle. They made us pray for hours every night. That's the funny way of sending away visitors. Like praying, you would think it's a culture. For me, I thought one of the best ways that people have devised of sending away visitors is by eating poorly. Majority of the times abagenyi bajje ewa abantu nga bazze because abantu tetwakyalanga. I remember there is a cousin of mine yagendanga okukyala najja n'atunyumiza tunywa amata buli lunaku. Like I wasn't a fan of milk, but because milk was not something that was very common, nti abantu baganywa buli lunaku, it felt like I needed to go back. And then ngagamba buli Saturday bagula kisoda ekinene. You know how that big soda was in the late 90s and 2000s kituufu Uganda enyuma. But when you come this abroad and the loneliness can kill you. We have an investment group of 6 people and we meet during the orientation week. We met during the orientation week at MOOC back in 2003. I've been friends since then. That's nice, JK. You guys are keeping up your ties. It's really nice that you can actually converse that much. Muina a lot of memories. Yusuf Minaj, Musalwa, Derek, Ata compare for me Markex and Kaundo in terms of comfortability. Come on, Derek. You know the answer already. George Bob. Nabali Mukamori, I don't take it for granted. Julia Sengova, good morning. You just ask the visitor when they plan to leave. Thank you, JK. Zenkubuza ton najja, Mr. Arthur. Totunenya kuzala leti banange. Remember the topic you bought, stability or love. Banange. Oba tuzale mwani. Wow. Noli chali wangu nabadde naye kiyangambe Arthur bakazi tebategeera oba nonda bakazi babi. And it gets harder to get a good woman as you grow old. It gets harder. Ujango ogenda funa bako. But guys, onzikize ngenenzi okay. Njagala mbere nange nga ndi myaka jjeki nga nsobola okuwuga nga jjeke bwawe. I don't know how to swim. Naye ate kati ekimu ku bigenda okunemesa okuyiga okuwuga kirabika bubi omusajja w'emyaka gyange abamuyigiriza okuwuga. But I would love to learn how to swim because batabani bange bamanyi okuwuga. Naye nze mmanyi kuzannyira mu mazzi. Guys, thank you very much for being part of the broadcast. I don't take you for granted. Abari Mokamori, the guys that are watching this broadcast later on in the day, later on in the week, or later on in the month, thank you very much for choosing to be part of, for the love of cars. Continue telling people about the channel, tell people about my pre-purchase inspection service, because it's what keeps the channel running, and tell people about our love for cars convention that is happening on August 30th, which is going to be a Saturday. May the good Lord bless you guys. I'll see you tomorrow, Random Car Talk Thursday. Adani Nyesingoma, yes, nice day to you too. Bana imukama bawo mukisa. Ciao.